वीडियो क्लियर है? गुड इवनिंग। ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर? यस, गुड इवनिंग। अनीस, अखिलेश, ओके, गौतम, everything is clear now? Yes, good. We are in Charvaka philosophy, first part, theory of knowledge. And theory of knowledge we have already discussed in which sense perception is a pramana, and we have already refuted validity of inference, verbal testimony, comparison, etc. And when such kind of pramanas are rejected, then we will be able to prove this fact that perception is the only pramana. And we have discussed all such kind of things. It's completed. Now, we are going to see how other philosophical systems have rejected Charvaka's position. We are going to criticize Charvaka philosophy. So, note down criticism. Inconsistency in Charvaka's epistemology. Criticism by others. फर्स्ट पॉइंट ऑलरेडी क्लियर, सारे लोग बोलना इतना क्लियर है? एनीवन एनी प्रॉब्लम? मनीष, अखिलेश, रिमझिम, गौतम, विकास, क्लियर? अनीस, आयुष, अग्रसर, ऋषुराज, ओके, क्लियर है। नाउ फर्स्ट रिफ्यूटेशन, यू मस्ट बी अवेयर Charvakas have accepted perception and they have rejected inference, verbal testimony, etc. It is in their theory of knowledge. Now critics have said that in process of refuting inference, Charvakas have taken help of inference again and again. Charvakas have rejected validity of inference, but in process of refuting inference, they have taken help of inference itself. It means taking help of inference, they have refuted inference. How? See one by one. At least 3-4 arguments on this point itself. And you will find one question related to this in 2003. One question you will find on this particular point. For example, see the question. In 2003, one question was asked in UPSC. Charvaka's refutation of Anuman, Anuman means inference, is itself a process of Anuman. Discuss. Charvaka's refutation of Anuman is itself a process of Anuman. What do you mean by that? Basically, when Charvakas have rejected inference, they have taken help of inference time and again. Again and again, they have taken help of inference. Taking help of inference, they have refuted inference. It shows inner contradiction in Charvaka's theory of knowledge. So, one by one, we are going to write. This question was asked in 2003 and possible to repeat in next years. You must be aware. You will go through this one minutely. It's a unique question. It was asked in 2003. Now note down first refutation. Inference is not a material object. Inference is not a material object. It is a mental process. Inference is not a material object, it's a mental process where where ideas and arguments play important role. Ideas and arguments plays important role. It can't be perceived. It can't be perceived. See, note down what is the sense here? Sense is that Charvakas have taken help of inference, first of all, to know this fact that others have accepted inference. Others have accepted inference. Question is that others have accepted inference. How Charvaka know this? Accepted inference as a source of valid knowledge. How Charvaka knows that others have accepted inference? Inference is not a material object, so it can't be perceived. Inference is basically a mental process where ideas and arguments plays important role. So others have accepted inference. It is known by Charvaka taking help of inference itself. So note down, पहला change करके. Charvakas have taken help of inference to know that others have accepted inference as a source of valid knowledge. Charvakas have taken help of inference to know that others have accepted inference as a pramana. Clear? How? Must be aware. Inference is not a material. Charvakas have accepted only perception. So through perception, it is not possible to know that others have accepted inference. Since inference is not a material object, if material objects, then possible to know. But through perception, Charvakas are not able to know that others have accepted inference. So how they know others have accepted inference? They are able to know others have accepted inference as a pramana, taking help of inference itself. What it means? In process of refuting inference, first of all, Charvaka themselves have taken help of inference. This one is the first refutation, a very important refutation. Is it clear? सारे लोग बोलना, is it clear? First refutation is clear. Question is that how Charvaka is able to know that others have accepted inference? How? Through perception, not possible to know others have accepted inference or not. So inference is not a material object. It's a mental process on the basis of whom we taking help of some premises, we infer conclusion. So first of all, Charvakas have taken help of inference. Through inference, they become able to know that others have accepted inference. First point. Is it clear? No. How no? Clear. Rimjim बोल रहे हैं yes. Vikas बोल रहे हैं no. Okay. See Vikas once again. Charvakas have rejected validity of inference. Question is that how they know that others have accepted inference? How they know? How Charvaka knows? How Charvaka knows, or how Charvakas know that others have accepted inference? How? Charvakas have accepted only perception as a source of valid knowledge, and through perception, not possible to know that others have accepted inference. First question is that how they know others have accepted inference. So it is said by critics that in process of refuting inference, Charvakas have taken help of inference. Since through inference itself, Charvaka become able to know that others have accepted inference. Through perception, they are unable to know. First point should be clear. Because, once again, is it clear? सारे लोग बोलना एक बार ये. सब लोग इन्वॉल्व रहो, सब लोग. Must be aware. Because is it clear? Is it clear? Second point. Anish Agrasar. Yes, Akhilesh Yadav, yes. Second point. देखो, Charvakas have rejected inference. Critics have said that, yeah, how, first point is that, how Charvakas know that others have accepted inference, how they become able to know. Through perception, not possible to know that others have accepted inference. Since through perception we find knowledge of material object, inference is not a material object, it's a mental process. So through perception, not possible to know that others have accepted inference or not. Basically, very beginning, they have taken help of inference to know that others have accepted inference. Clear? First point is clear. Second point. Second point. Charvakas have refuted inference, and in process of refuting inference, they have given arguments. Taking help of arguments, they have refuted validity of inference, and arguments themselves are the part of inference. Arguments will be either deductive argument or inductive argument. See, Charvakas have refuted validity of inference, and in process of refuting inference, they have given arguments. Arguments themselves are part of inference. It means in process of refuting inference, they have taken help of inference. So note down second point. Charvakas have refuted validity of inference through providing arguments. Charvakas have refuted validity of inference, and in this regard given arguments. And in this regard given arguments and accepted them as valid. Given arguments and accepted them as valid. What I am saying, it is correct, said by Charvakas. They have given arguments to refute validity of inference and accepted their arguments as valid. But arguments themselves are part of inference. Note down, arguments themselves are part of inference. Yes, बता देंगे इंडक्टिव अग्रसर. Inference, but arguments themselves are part of inference. Clear? Is it clear? Bolo, is it clear? Second argument clear? First of all, through inference, they become able to know that others have accepted inference. Second, Charvakas have refuted inference and given arguments and accepted their arguments as valid. But arguments themselves are the part of inference. Inference may two types of inference: deductive inference, inductive inference. So arguments are also of two types, either deductive arguments or inductive arguments. So if anyone is providing arguments, it means he is in the field of inference, and they themselves have rejected inference. Clear? Okay. This one is the second one. Third point. Taking help of a syllogism, it is possible to prove that Charvakas have taken help of inference in process of refuting inference. Taking help of a syllogism, valid syllogism, it is possible to prove that Charvakas have taken help of inference in process of refuting validity of inference. How? See, first line, 3 lines, taking help of syllogism. Syllogism means where we find conclusion on the basis of 2 premises. Anything can be accepted as pramana, First line, first premise, accepted as pramana, through which we find reliable knowledge, authentic knowledge. Reliable and authentic knowledge. So which we find reliable knowledge and authentic knowledge. Second line, inference doesn't provide reliable and authentic knowledge. Therefore, inference is accepted as प्रमाण negate कर inference can't be accepted as pramana. Pramana means source of valid knowledge. So here the last line, inference can't be accepted as source of valid knowledge. Overall, this one is a kind of inference. Taking help of inference, even Charvakas have rejected inference. Here we have systematized Charvakas arguments in this form. Charvakas have said anything can be accepted as pramana through which we find valid, reliable knowledge. Inference doesn't provide reliable knowledge, authentic knowledge. So therefore, inference can't be accepted as a pramana. Overall, this is a kind of argument, and taking help of argument, finally they have refuted inference can't be accepted as a pramana. But overall, this itself is a kind of inference. Taking help of inference, they have rejected inference. Who? Charvaka. अभी भी problem है क्या? We have already completed what is said by Charvaka. Now we are refuting. यहाँ पे लिखा ना हमने. Now we have written here criticism by others, by other philosophical systems. First we have discussed, second discussed. Now we are in third part. First, second, now we are in third part. What's the problem in Charvaka philosophy? How other philosophical systems have rejected Charvaka's position? No. Some sort of more, you will find more clarification. First point, only it is said, Rimjim Chaturvedi, they become able to know that others have accepted inference, taking help of inference. First point. Second point, they have refuted argument, they have refuted inference, taking help of arguments. But arguments themselves are the part of inference. And how you can say it is the clarification of second point, not first point. Now here one syllogism is made. This one is the form like that. It's a form of modus ponens. If any statement is in this particular form, P also Q, and if you are going to negate the second part, you can find out negation of antecedent as your conclusion. P also Q, not P. All men are mortal. Ram is not mortal, so therefore Ram is not a man. See here, anything can be accepted as pramana. First part, imagine P also, through which we find reliable and authentic knowledge, Q. P also Q. Now here you are going to negate Q. Second part you have negated. Inference does not Q. Second part, not Q. So therefore, negate first part. Inference can't be. Here can be accepted as a pramana. Here can't be accepted as a pramana. This one is a rule known as modus ponens. I have taken help of modus ponens in process of showing what kind of contradiction in Charvaka's thought. It's a rule of modus ponens. P also Q, not P. All dogs are cats. All dogs are cats. Imagine all dogs are cats. It is not a cat, so it is not a dog. P को negate कर दो conclusion में. Same thing is here. Here in this regard, I have taken help of modus ponens. It's a kind of inference. And taking help of inference, finally, what you are saying, inference can't be accepted as a pramana. So taking help of inference is rejected. Second point ये है, नेहा श्रीवास्तव, is second point, in process of refuting inference, Charvakas have given arguments and accepted them as valid. Given arguments, we have seen through different arguments, they have refuted validity of inference. But arguments themselves are part of inference. If arguments are given by Charvaka and through arguments they have refuted inference, so arguments themselves are part of inference. It means in process of refuting inference, they have taken help of inference. And it's a clarification of the second point in one sense. Yes, see, this one is an argument. It's a kind of inference. And finally, what you are saying, you are refuting inference can't be accepted as a pramana. So taking help of inference, you are refuting inference. It shows, and this question was asked when? See here. Charvaka's refutation of Anuman means inference is itself a process of Anuman. It means in process of refuting Anuman, time and again Charvakas have taken help of inference. देखो, ले रहे हैं again. Is it clear? बोलो, is it clear? Modest tenets, different kinds of valid rules. Abhishek Mishra, modest tenets, no need to go in those rules. These are 19 valid rules in logic. This one is one of them. Modest tenets rule says that, this one is the modest tenets, if there is any universal proposition and if you are going to negate the consequent of the first, this one is the first premise. And if you are going to negate the consequent of the first premise, it means not Q. This one is the symbol of not Q. So you can derive negation of the antecedent of the first premise as your conclusion. Negation of the antecedent of the first premise. This one is the first premise. Negation of the antecedent of the first premise. Antecedent here, consequent here, not P. You can derive not P as your conclusion. And it will be valid. For example, P के जगह पे रख लो all dogs. Q के जगह पे रख लो इसको P कर लो. Are cats. All dogs are cats. Now you go negate this one. It is not a cat. आपने negate किया इसको not लगा के, not a cat. So refute this one as your conclusion. It means it is not a dog. This and symbolic form it is written as modest tenets, P has to Q, not P. This one is a symbol of not. No need to write in this manner. I have taken help of this one just to show Charvaka's position. Modest tenets है ये. एक modest tenets होता है. P has to Q, P therefore Q. All men are mortal. Ram is a man. आप antecedent को accept कर लो. Second premise में. All men are mortal. Ram is a man. इधर वाला Ram is mortal. This one is modest tenets. This one is modest tenets. Different rules are there. No need to go in detail. In logic. Clear? Modest tenets. Logic में जब पढ़ना ना C-set में, then it will be useful. Clear? Next. Is it clear? Next. Now see. Fourth refutation. Charvakas have rejected inference, verbal testimony, etc. Rejected. And in process of rejecting, they have said something. They have used some words and statements. In process of refuting inference, verbal testimony, etc., they have said something, used some words and statements, and accepted them as valid. Accepted what we are saying it is correct, said by Charvaka. My words, our words and statements are correct, but valid. But question is that they themselves have denied validity of verbal testimony. So one side they have denied validity of verbal testimony. On the other hand, they have accepted their own words and statements as source of valid knowledge. So if Sabda or verbal testimony is not the source of valid knowledge, even we will not accept Charvaka's words and statement as a source of valid knowledge. We will not accept their refutation as authentic knowledge. Authentic. The fourth refutation. Charvakas have rejected validity of inference and even verbal testimony. Even words and statements are not the source of valid knowledge. Whatever the statement, reliable or not, doesn't matter. They have denied validity of verbal testimony. Sabda Pramana. So we will apply this one on their portion also. Even we will not accept Charvaka's words and statement as source of valid knowledge. Clear? सारे लोग बोलो, is it clear? And see the questions. See, 2018. Is Charvaka's rejection of inference acceptable to other systems of Indian philosophy? Say no. Charvaka's rejection of inference is not accepted by other systems of Indian philosophy. They have rejected Charvaka's rejection of inference. They have said Charvaka's, in process of rejecting inference, again and again they have taken help of inference. They have created contradiction. One side they are refuting validity of Sabda Pramana. Other hand, they have accepted their words as a source of valid knowledge. How we will accept? It leads to inner contradiction in their thought. Next, 2019, are the Charvakas consistent when they hold that inference is not a source of valid knowledge? Are Charvakas consistent? 19 में पूछा. हम बोले no, inconsistency arise in their thought. When they have refuted inference, time and again they have taken help of inference. First refutation, second refutation, third refutation, inner contradiction in their thought. So, are the Charvakas consistent when they hold that inference is not a source of valid knowledge? I'm going, no. Inconsistency arise in their thoughts. Since in process of refuting inference, they have again and again taken help of inference. One more inconsistency is that one side they have refuted verbal testimony, Sabda Pramana. Sabd is not the, words are not the source of valid knowledge. And on the other hand, they have accepted their own words and statement as valid. कि जो हम कर रहे हैं करेक्ट है. It shows inner inconsistency in their thought. हो गया perfect. 19 का बन गया, 18 का बन गया. Already we have discussed 20. In 19 में दो क्वेश्चन था. Even second question also of 19 we have discussed. And 21 का क्वेश्चन हम लोग देख चुके हैं. Comment the bearing of Charvaka's epistemology. We have, since we have not discussed this one so far, the reason of transcendent entities. So जैसे ही we will discuss this one, even we will discuss 21 question also. And UPPCS में तो बहुत आसान है. State and examine Charvaka's refutation of inference. How did Charvaka refute अनुमान प्रमाण? Critically explain. तो discuss कर देना finally. Is it clear? Please repeat fourth criticism, Akhilesh Yadav. थोड़ा दिमाग लगाओ. See fourth refutation. Charvakas have refuted inference, refuted even verbal testimony. मतलब शब्द प्रमाण, words, even words and statements are also rejected. Through words and statement we can't find valid knowledge. Refuted. And when they have refuted inference, verbal testimony, they have said something. They have used some words. They have said some. They have said some statement and accepted their words and statement as valid. So, if verbal sabda is not a pramana, how can you accept their words and statement as valid? It shows inner contradiction in their thought, inconsistency in their thought. एक साइड में कहते हैं कि शब्द प्रमाण नहीं है, and other hand they have said what we are saying it is correct. So it leads to inner inconsistency in their thought. It should be clear. ये सरप्रीत सिंह लिखना नहीं है कहीं पे. नो नीड टू राइट लाइक दैट कि हमारा डॉग तुम्हारा डॉग टॉमी. नो नीड टू राइट लाइक दैट हरप्रीत सिंह. अब किसी के डॉग को तुम याद कर रहे हो, ये ठीक नहीं है अभी. It should be clear. One side they have refuted validity of verbal testimony Sabda Pramana, and second side they have accepted their own words as a source of valid knowledge. What we are saying, it is correct. It shows inner inconsistency. बिल्कुल नहीं लिखना है, वो तो मुझे भी पता है, बट मैं बता रहा हूं. एंड इट क्वेश्चन इज क्लियर हियर. सी, ये सब में मार्किंग बहुत अच्छी होती है अगर ठीक से लिख दोगे तो. नाइनटीन का क्वेश्चन है, आर द चार्वाकाज कंसिस्टेंट when they hold that inference is not a source of valid knowledge? So through different ways they have tried to prove that inference is not a source of valid knowledge. But in process of refuting inference, time and again they lead to inconsistency or contradiction arise in their thought. How? First refutation, second refutation, third refutation, fourth refutation, printed notes, at least 5 more refutation, 4-5 more. तो उसके बाद लिख लो सी प्रिंटेड नोट्स. खत्म कहानी. लगातार बना रहे हो ना, क्या दिक्कत है. 19 में आप समझो एक टॉपिक से, फ्रॉम वन टॉपिक इन 2018-19 19 में 25 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन था चार्वाका से. 25 मार्क्स फ्रॉम जस्ट चार्वाका फिलॉसफी ओनली, और दोनों आसान था. व्हाट इज रॉन्ग अकॉर्डिंग टू चार्वाका विद फॉलोइंग आर्गुमेंट्स, पेटिशियो प्रिंसिपी एंड इलिसियो जनरल बोथ. एंड फर्स्ट पार्ट, are the Charvakas consistent when they hold that inference is not a source of value? No. Inconsistency arise. Must be aware, apart from Charvaka, all other philosophical systems have accepted at least inference also as a source of valid knowledge. तो सबका रिएक्शन चार्वाका पे है. सब चार्वाका पे अटैक करते हैं कि हाउ कैन यू एक्सेप्ट इन्फरेंस इज नॉट ए सोर्स ऑफ वैलिड नॉलेज. इन्फरेंस इज एक्सेप्टेड बाय ऑल एक्सेप्ट चार्वाका. तो अगर केवल ऐसे भी पूछ देना, नेचुरली पूछ ले, चार्वाकाज व्यू, अगर ये पूछ ले स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, चार्वाकाज व्यू ऑन इन्फरेंस, मतलब स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड सवाल. एट दैट टाइम ऑल्सो यू हैव टू राइट क्रिटिसिज्म, बाउंड टू राइट इट, नेचुरली डिमांड क्रिटिसिज्म. सिंस चार्वाकाज व्यू ऑन इन्फरेंस नेचुरली डिमांड्स रिएक्शंस फ्रॉम अदर साइड. So, जब डिमांड नहीं होगा तब पर भी लिखेंगे इन सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. सिंस चार्वाका's position is rejected by all have accepted inference, only Charvakas have rejected inference as a source of valid knowledge. So ये नेचुरली रिएक्शन डिमांड करता है आउटसाइड से. ये कोई एक्सेप्टेबल थॉट नहीं है. कई जगहों पे नेचुरली डिमांड नहीं करता, यहां नेचुरल डिमांड है क्योंकि सबने अटैक कर रखा है. इज इट क्लियर? यस. इफ यू नॉट एक्सेप्ट इन्फरेंस, आवर एरिया ऑफ आवर नॉलेज विल बिकम लिमिटेड. मस्ट बी अवेयर, अनीश, एरिया ऑफ इन्फरेंस इज वाइडर देन परसेप्शन. Most of the deeds we perform in our life on the basis of inference. So if we will not accept inference as a source of valid knowledge, it will be very difficult to live practical life. Area of perception is very limited. Most of the deeds we perform in our life taking help of inference. So if you will not accept inference as a source of valid knowledge, area of knowledge will become very, very limited. So we should accept inference at least source of valid knowledge. वो अभी मत देखो, ऐसे मत देखो. 2000 इन कब पूछा है? We have not gone through Sautantrika Buddhist philosophy. Even Buddhists have accepted 2 types of pramanas, perception and inference. तो एक बार ये 93 में सवाल है, 93 में. When this question was asked, कब है देखो, हर एक साल इसको लोग पूरा रिसर्च करके जाते हैं कई लोग. मैं मना भी करता हूँ, बट कई सारे रिसर्च करते हैं सब, कहता हूँ करो रिसर्च। ठीक है। 91, this question was asked. At the time, syllabus was quite different. Why does Charvaka perception alone as the Pramana? How Jainism and Buddhism? So one part of Buddhist is Sautantrika's thought. Since we have not discussed Buddhist philosophy, so when I will discuss Buddhist, then you will able to understand what is said by Sautantrika. Not right now. Printed notes में लिखा होगा, yes, printed notes में होगा Sautantrika का position. So since we have not discussed Jainas Buddha itself, so अभी नहीं है। 91 के बाद दोबारा रिपीट नहीं हुआ है। क्लियर? बोलो, इज इट क्लियर? प्रिंटेड नोट्स में, यस। So when I will complete Buddhist philosophy, then able to understand what is said by Sautantrikas, one important school of Buddhist philosophy. Yes, Vivek, Vikas. But will refute verbal testimony separately also from inference. Must be aware. Separate from inference. And we have discussed this one. The verbal testimony is not a source of valid knowledge. Why? Verbal testimony is of two types, this worldly and Vedic. This worldly two types. Reliable person, valid. Charvakas have said reliable person based on inference can't be accepted. Vedas can't be accepted as source of valid knowledge. Written by. So this one you have to write if question is asked how Charvakas have refuted validity of verbal testimony. Then you have to write. Now clear. Next. बोलो क्लियर, सारे लोग बोलो क्लियर। नाउ नेक्स्ट, रिजेक्शन ऑफ ट्रांसेंडेंटल एंटिटीज। सेकेंड टॉपिक, रिजेक्शन ऑफ ट्रांसेंडेंटल एंटिटीज। ट्रांसेंडेंटल एंटिटीज मीन्स ट्रांस इंपीरिकल एंटिटीज। ट्रांस इंपीरिकल, trans-empirical means beyond space and time. Refutation of entities which are beyond space and time. Beyond perception. Beyond perception means transcendental entities. So note down. Rejection of transcendental entities. Second topic of Charvaka philosophy, refutation or rejection of transcendental entities. Transcendental. So note down first of all. Entities. पहले थोड़ा रफ खींचते हैं। Entities are of two types. Empirical entities, transcendental entities. Empirical entities, matter of perception. Perceptual entity you can say, matter of perception. Transcendental entities, beyond perception. Note down. Transcendental, beyond perception. Empirical entities having existence in space and time. Existence in space and time. Marker empirical entity, board empirical entity, TB empirical entity. All everything, such kind of things are empirical entities. They have their existence in a particular space, particular time. Transcendental entities beyond space and time. Beyond space and time. This one you can say matter of perception, it is beyond perception. Example, car, building, mall, fan, watch, etc. These are empirical entities. Through perception possible to find. They have their existence in a particular space, particular time. Beyond space and time, soul, God, heaven and hell, liberation, rebirth, etc. These are transcendental entities, and these entities are rejected by Charvaka. Note down. These entities are rejected by Charvaka. Rejected by Charvaka. Clear? Is it clear? Yes. So these are entities. Here we are going to reject transcendent entities. Now note down. Next page. Rejection of transcendent entities by Charvaka. Charvaka. Introduction. Intro. Note down. Clear? Note down. In their theory of knowledge, Charvakas have accepted perception as the only pramana, and rejected validity of inference, verbal testimony, etc. First point. In their theory of knowledge, or in epistemology, Charvakas have accepted only perception as pramana and refuted validity of inference, verbal testimony, etc. Second point, result. इसका रिजल्ट क्या हुआ? Result. See, in their theory of knowledge, this theory of knowledge is the beginning of Charvaka's philosophy. This one is the beginning of Charvaka's philosophy, theory of knowledge, or epistemology. And in their theory of knowledge, what they have said, they have accepted perception as the only pramana and rejected inference, verbal testimony, etc. What was the result? First point, rejected transcendental entities like God, soul, liberation, heaven, hell. Why? Since beyond perception. Why? Since they are beyond perception. See, what was the result? What was the result due to this theory of knowledge? They have rejected transcendental entities like God, soul, etc. since they are beyond perception. Rejected and accepted world as real. Accepted this world as real. Clear? See, if question is asked, rejection of transcendental entities, you can write like that. The theory of knowledge is the beginning of Charvaka philosophy. In their theory of knowledge, they have accepted perception as the only pramana and rejected validity of inference, verbal testimony, etc. Result क्या होता है? As a result, they have rejected transcendental entities like God, soul, etc. since they are beyond perception and accepted world as real. तो यहाँ पे इंट्रोडक्शन के बाद नीचे में आ जाओ वर्ल्ड के बारे में. जस्ट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस सम पॉइंट्स रिगार्डिंग वर्ल्ड. जगत के बारे में क्या है? नोट डाउन हियर वर्ल्ड के बारे में फ्यू पॉइंट्स. जगत इज रियल सिंस इट इज परसीव्ड. नोट डाउन. Jagat is real since it is perceived. Jagat is real. Matter of perception. Second point. Jagat or the world is made of 4 kinds of material elements. 4 kinds of material elements. They are earth, air, water, fire. Never write atomic in nature. You will always write earth, air, water and fire. No need to, although in some books it is written 4 kinds of material atoms. Although in few books it is written कि Charvakas have accepted 4 kinds of material atoms, you will not write atoms, you will write material elements. Atoms are minute, beyond perception. Perception is the source of valid knowledge. So if we accept them as atomic in nature, beyond perception, difficulty will arise also, although in some books it is written, but you will not write. You will write material elements, and these elements are in gross form, must be aware, not in subtle form, otherwise problem again will arise. See, world is real since it is a matter of perception. World is made of 4 kinds of material elements: earth, air, water, fire. Fourth kind. Third point. Jagat is made of 4 kinds of material elements. इसी में लिखोगे. That's why their philosophy is known as, that's why their metaphysical theory is known as pluralistic materialism. That's why their metaphysical theory is known as pluralistic materialism. World is made of 4 kinds of material elements. 4 kinds of material elements, the world is made. That's why their metaphysical theory is known as pluralistic, means many realities, and all those realities are material in nature. 4 kinds of realities, that's why many, that's why pluralistic, and all are material in nature, that's why materialistic. Pluralistic materialism is supported by Charvaka in metaphysics. Pluralistic materialism. Clear? Note down. It is said by Charvaka that due to inherent nature of material elements, world is made. Due to inherent nature of 4 kinds of material elements, world is made. Here, God is not accepted as efficient cause. If God is not accepted as efficient cause, God is not accepted as efficient cause to associate these material elements. यहां पे एक छोटा सा चार्ट बना लोगे वर्ल्ड के नीचे में ही. सी चार्वाका's position in here न्याय वैशेषिक. Charvaka philosophy, 4 kinds of material elements. What are those material elements? Earth, air, water, fire. And due to inherent nature, it is their inherent nature, they associate with each other. Due to their inherent nature, they associate, and in this way, through their association, world is made. World comes out. So due to inherent nature of these 4 kinds of material elements, world is made. God is not required. See, Nyaya Vaisheshika philosophy. 4 kinds of material atoms. Here you will write atoms. What are those atoms? Earth, air, water, fire. Atoms of earth, atoms of air, atoms of water, atoms of fire. And these atoms are basically inactive. Atoms are inactive. Atoms of, these are atom. 4 kinds of atom. 4 kinds of material atoms. Atoms of earth, air, water, and fire. They are inactive. Now God provides motion. God provides motion in this inactive atoms. Associate them and creates this world. So this world is a kind of creation by God, taking help of atoms. See the point. Nyaya Vaisheshika philosophy, four kinds of material atoms: earth, air, water, fire. They are atomic in nature, but these atoms are inactive, passive. So God provides motion in these inactive atoms, associate them, and creates this world. This world is made by God. Made by God. You can say created by God. But here, world, due to inherent nature of these four kinds of elements, what's the inherent nature? To associate with each other. It's the inherent nature to associate with each other. And when they associate with each other, then world is made. According to Charvaka, God is denied by them. Nyaya Vaisheshika philosophy, God is accepted. One topic is prescribed. दिखाओ, मैं दिखा रहा हूं एक बार की। देखो आप, one topic in Nyaya Vaisheshika philosophy. See the topic. Few points here itself you are getting. Atomistic theory of creation. This one is the topic prescribed in Nyaya Vaisheshika philosophy. Nyaya Vaisheshika. Atomistic theory of creation. World is a creation. World is a kind of creation created by God. And God has created this world taking help of atoms. It is made of atoms. Through atoms, this world is made. Made by whom? God. God has taken help of atoms and created this world. See what kind of theory propounded by Nyaya Vaisheshika philosopher. In science, it is said Dalton, Rutherford, etc. are the father of atomistic theory. At least thousands years before them, in Indian tradition, it is said world is made of atoms. Highly scientific theory. Highly scientific. Before Dalton and Rutherford's, such kind of thoughts you will find in Indian tradition. World is made of atoms. So highly scientific. And see, this world is made by whom? God. So highly religious. Yes, science also and religion also, both are combined. Religious, made by whom? God. But made of whom? Atoms. In science also it is said. Now, in place of atoms, they have said later on electron, proton, finally it is said last particle of this universe is quartz, they have accepted. Earlier it was accepted as atoms. So see, in Indian tradition, Indian philosophy is highly scientific. But mere science is not sufficient to regulate your life with happiness, with inner happiness, with a lot of satisfaction, with lot of bliss. That's why with science they have added spirituality also. आला दर्जे का साइंस है, आला दर्जे का स्पिरिचुअलिटी है इंडियन ट्रेडिशन में. प्रॉब्लम इज दैट डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड. एंड सी वन पॉइंट, वर्ल्ड इज मेड ऑफ एटम, साइंटिफिक थियरी, but it is made by whom? God. So religiousness also. And this theory we will discuss in detail. Aya hai sawal bhi. And when you will refute atomistic theory of creation, right, Charvaka's thought, the world is not created by God. Basically, it is made of four kinds of material elements. When they combine with each other, then naturally, then world is made. So God is not required. So God is rejected by Charvaka. Nayayika have accepted, Charvaka have rejected. We'll discuss this one in detail in Nyaya philosophy, not here. For example, in 2018, one topic is how do the Nayayikas prove the existence of God? So one argument, it is said that Nayayika accepted existence of God as a creator of this universe. Only God can create this world. God is the efficient cause of this world. In this way, existence of God is proved. One important argument. देखेंगे इसको. Now here. So you can compare Charvaka's thought to Nyaya Vaisheshika's thought. I will discuss this one in detail in Nyaya philosophy. Here in short I have explained. Here 4 kinds of material elements. Here material atoms. Earth, air, water, fire. Atoms are inactive. God provides motion, associated them, created this world. World is creator. God is efficient cause of this universe. God is source of motion of this universe. Here, it is their inherent nature to associate with each other, and world is made. God is not required. जब ये लिखोगे तो इसको खंडन इससे करो, ये लिखो तो इसको रिफ्यूट करो इससे. That's all. Perfect. Risuraj, difference between religion and spirituality. So, deepest form of religion, you can say, it will lead towards spirituality. Spirituality is one step ahead to religion. Okay? A lot of debate is required on this particular point. Kanad, yes, father of atomism. Is it clear? सारे लोग बोलो. Is it clear? ये पार्ट क्लियर हो गया. सारे लोग बोलो. Is it clear? We are in Charvaka's philosophy here. See, we are in this world. World is real. It is a matter of perception. It is made of 4 kinds of material elements: earth, air, water, fire. Since 4 kinds of material, that's why pluralism. All are material, that's why materialism. Next, it is said, Charvaka's 4 kinds of material elements, inherent nature, that's why world is made. Clear? And here comparison. One more point in this part. This point we have discussed. Now finally it is said, but Charvakas have even supported accidentalism. Accidentalism means due to accidental combination of material elements, world is made. Due to accidental combination of material elements, world is made. God is not required. This one is known as accidentalism. Naturalism, due to inherent nature. This is called naturalism. It's supported by them. They have supported accidentalism. World is the result of accidental combination of 4 kinds of material elements. Even accidentalism is supported by, even science also supported accidentalism. See the theory of Big Bang. Taking help of Big Bang theory, they have accepted origin of this world. Accidentally something happened and by evolution takes place. Accidentally something happened. Not to fulfill some sort of purpose. Accidentalism denies purposefulness. So accidentalism is even supported by Charvaka, and you will find modern science also supported this regarding origin of this world. Accidentally something happened, by evolution takes place, and then each and everything come out. See, Anish Kumar, you can't say like that. Indian philosophy has prescribed happiness only after liberation. No. No need to say like that. That's denial of world, and no, never write denial of world. Never write like that. Never. It's a narrow point of view. Never write. Sri Aurobindo have said, bliss is flowing everywhere. This world is the blissful expression of God. So, spiritual entity. This world is accepted as blissful expression of whom? God. How can you say it's one particular point to never universalize one particular view? Some persons have said like that, I will not accept, I will deny. Indian philosophy has prescribed happiness only after liberation. Liberation doesn't mean you will going to die. Even in life also possible to find liberation. They have accepted Jivan Mukti. With body also possible to find liberation. Liberation doesn't mean after death only you will find liberation. And if in life, with body, if you are getting full of happiness, all the time happiness, what's the problem? Find happiness with your body. Anish Kumar? Yes. अब आगे में देखेंगे स्पिरिचुअल में क्या है. Yes, our purpose is to find liberation, to make our life full of happiness. And mere having a lot of buildings and notes and money, wealth doesn't guarantee happiness all the time. Doesn't guarantee happiness. No direct relation. At least you must have wealth to fulfill your basic requirements. But between wealth, a lot of wealth, and happiness, they are quite different, must be aware. To find happiness all the time, no direct relation, no necessary relation. So mere presence of a lot of wealth doesn't guarantee happiness all the time in your life. Must be aware. Said by Indian philosophers. Yes, tell technique of happiness. कैसे happiness मिलेगा? Yes, we have purpose, Anish Kumar. Your life must be purposeful. Life for welfare of human beings. This should be your, and IS is a means to actualize this particular purpose. Welfare of human beings, Lok Seva, public service, and IS के रूप में public service करो. This one is the aim, and this is a means. This one is a post. IS, IPS, IRS, etc. These are the means to actualize your this aim, public service, welfare of others. Said by Dalai Lama that in the beginning and end of our life, beginning of our life and end of our life, we are bound to take help of others. Bound. If we will not take help of others, difficult to survive. Take help of others. So in young age, it's our duty to do something good for society. So it's your duty basically to do. तो अपने डेप्थ को जो ऋण लिए हो, बिगिनिंग में अगर आपको दूसरा केयर नहीं करेगा तो सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाओगे. And even end of your life, you are bound to take help of others. Certainly will become dependent on others in the last phase of your life. So it becomes our duty. It's a excellent statements. Use different places in ethics, essay paper. हर एक साल यूज कर दो इसको. Every year यूज करो. इस साल तो खूब यूज करने का था. Very good statement. Young age, your aim, क्या aim होना चाहिए कि कुछ welfare of others कर दें. Never live like animals for food and sex. Nothing more than that. Yes. Okay, good. Very good, Palpajanis Kumar. Very good. I don't liberation for that. Liberation doesn't mean that you are going to separate yourself from this world. In this world, do something good for others. Make your life full of purpose. That should be, and in this way, you will find a lot of bliss, happiness in yourself. Yes or no? Only you can enjoy your good deeds again and again. Good deeds को आप enjoy कर सकते हो, again and again enjoy कर सकते हो. But bad deeds को whenever you will, आप recall भी करोगे ना, you will start to find difficulties in your mind. आप अगर लाइफ को देखोगे तो जो अच्छा परफॉर्म किया उसी को आप याद करते हो तो थोड़ा you will find कि my life is meaningful. You can think like that. Okay, next. It should be clear. हमारा ये पार्ट क्लियर हो गया. क्लियर? नाउ नेक्स्ट. नाउ अब हम लोग जा रहे हैं रिजेक्शन ऑफ ट्रांसेंडेंटल एंटिटीज. जगत इज नॉट ए ट्रांसेंडेंटल एंटिटीज. इट्स ए पार्ट ऑफ मेटाफिजिक्स. दे हैव एक्सेप्टेड जगत, चार्वाकास. नाउ ट्रांसेंडेंटल एंटिटीज. नोट डाउन. रिजेक्शन ऑफ ट्रांसेंडेंटल एंटिटीज. क्लियर? यस, वेरी गुड अनीश कुमार, बिल्कुल सही बोले हो. Note down. Meaning. First of all, meaning. Meaning of transcendental entities. Note down. First point, meaning. Transcendental entities are those entities which are accepted as beyond space and time. Transcendental entities are those entities which are accepted as beyond space and time. That is beyond perception. Beyond space and time, beyond perception. Example of transcendental entities: soul, God, heaven and hell, liberation, previous birth and rebirth, etc. Anish Kumar, what you are saying? It's chaos theory. See, once we'll go through, we are in the first part of this Indian philosophy, Charvaka's philosophy. Generally, it is treated as the most inferior philosophy. And in this philosophy itself, we are getting a lot of logic, different kinds of things. And presently, whole world is guided and regulated by this Charvaka's thought. Everyone has accepted, most of us have accepted earth and karma as the highest aim of our life. Earn money by hook or by crook and spend that money for physical to fulfill physical desire. Yes or no? But if those who are involved in such kind of deeds, they can't find happiness in real sense, inner happiness, all the time happiness. It's said by Indian philosopher. Next, note down. Soul. Main structure soul. Charvaka's notion of soul. Note down. Block में डाल दो soul. This was the most important aspect of rejection of transcendental entities. Charvaka's thought of soul. Note down. Soul के बारे में. Charvakas have rejected eternal, permanent, immortal. Charvakas have rejected eternal, permanent, immortal, and independent soul, which is different from body. Charvaka, इसको थोड़ा कलेक्ट करना. Charvakas have rejected eternal, permanent, immortal soul, which is different and independent from body, since it is not perceived. Charvakas have rejected eternal, permanent, immortal, spiritual soul, which is separate and independent from body. Why rejected such soul? Since it is beyond perception. It is not perceived. Second point. Charvakas have accepted, just below the soul, note down, accepted soul, accepted consciousness. Charvakas have accepted consciousness. Accepted consciousness. And now here two views regarding consciousness. In other philosophical systems, accepted consciousness, but in other philosophical system, it is said that consciousness is related to soul. In other philosophical systems, consciousness is related to soul. Charvakas have accepted consciousness, but according to them, it is related to It is related to body. It is related to body. According to Charvaka have accepted consciousness, but according to them, it is related to body. It is related to body. In other philosophical system, consciousness is related to soul. Example को लिख के छोड़ो, different places you will find. For example, Nyaya Vaisheshika philosophy, consciousness is accidental quality of soul. Nyaya Vaisheshika, consciousness is accepted as accidental quality of soul, related to soul. Jain and Ramanuj, consciousness is accepted as necessary quality of jiva. In Shankaracharya's philosophy, soul is accepted as conscious in nature. Conscious in nature. See the point. Charvakas have rejected eternal, permanent, immortal, spiritual soul, which is different and independent from body. Why rejected such souls? It is never perceived. Not perceived, that's why rejected. Charvakas have accepted consciousness, but according to them, it is related to body according to Charvaka, but it is related to body. In other philosophical systems, it is said consciousness is related to soul. How? Example, Nyaya Vaisheshika, consciousness is an accidental quality of soul. Jaina Ramanuj, consciousness is necessary quality of jiva. Shankaracharya's philosophy, soul is conscious in nature. इसको ब्रैकेटाइज कर दो. You will able to understand only when I will discuss these philosophers. Then only able to understand this part. So इस part को थोड़ा अभी ब्रैकेटाइज्ड. Now focus here. Charvakas have accepted consciousness, but according to them, it is related to body. Note down. यहाँ पे consciousness is accidental quality of body. Accidental quality of body. Arguments. They have given arguments to prove that it is related to body. Arguments, first point. First point, arguments. Is it clear? Arguments, first point. See, Charvakas have accepted consciousness, but according to them, it is related to body. Other philosophical system, it is related to soul. How related to soul? We have written example. But you will able to understand this part only when, if I will discuss Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Jainism, Ramanuj, Shankaracharya. Then able to understand. अभी लिखो और छोड़ दो अभी. No need to discuss. No any question from this side. Must be aware. Since we have not discussed, completed Nyaya, Vaisheshika, etc. Focus here. Accepted consciousness but related to body. Said consciousness is a quality of, accidental quality of body. Arguments have given by them. First argument. So far as body exists, consciousness exists. First argument complete. So far as body exists, consciousness exists. Second point. So far as body exists, consciousness exists. Second. As soon as body is destroyed, consciousness is also destroyed. As soon as body is destroyed, consciousness is also destroyed. Taking help of such kind of arguments, we are proving this fact that consciousness is related to body. So far as body is there, consciousness will be there. As soon as body will decay, consciousness will also decay. Third point. Body है तो consciousness है. Body is destroyed, consciousness is also destroyed. Third point. Statements like I am fat, I am tall. Statements like I am fat, I am tall, etc. Also prove this fact that consciousness is related to body. 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 Statements like I am tall, I am fat, etc. also prove this fact that consciousness is related to body. Here, third point. You may write like that: I am fat, I am tall. Here, the term I indicates consciousness, and fat indicates body. It means कि consciousness is related to body. Here I indicates consciousness and tall, body is tall. I am tall. It means कि I means consciousness, tall is related to body. Consciousness is related to body. In this way you can write I am fat. Here I indicates consciousness, fat indicates body. Body is fat. And in this way you are proving this fact that consciousness is related to body. Clear? पहले इतना बोलो, क्लियर है? Then we'll discuss next point. Clear? Is it clear? सारे लोग बोलना, is it clear? Is it clear? सारे लोग बोला करो बीच बीच में. जहाँ प्रॉब्लम है उसको पूछ के निपटाते चलना. हाँ, मैं केवल डिक्टेट नहीं करा रहा हूं, मैं समझा रहा हूं, दिमाग में रखना. तुम इन्वॉल्वमेंट अगर ठीक से रखोगे तो साथ के साथ सब कुछ कमांड कर लोगे, अगर ठीक से इन्वॉल्वमेंट है तो. क्लियर है अखिलेश यादव? ठीक है. दीपक सिंह बोल रहे हैं यस क्लियर. अभिषेक, मनीष, विकास, गौतम, क्लियर? ठीक है. अग्रसर, बीनू मिश्रा बोल रहे क्लियर है, यस. अमित गुप्ता भी आ गए, क्लियर. नाउ नेक्स्ट, मेन स्ट्रक्चर. नेचुरली क्वेश्चंस अराइजेस. Naturally questions arises. Here naturally questions arises कि how on the basis of four kinds of material elements, consciousness can be explained. Origin of consciousness can be explained. How? Since in these four kinds of material elements, you will not find any consciousness in any of the ingredients. See, here naturally questions arise. How on the basis of four kinds of material elements, origin of consciousness can be explained? Since consciousness is not present in any of the material elements. Since consciousness is not present in any one of them. Consciousness is not present. किसी में भी consciousness नहीं है. अर्थ में, एयर में, वाटर में, फायर में. So how possible to explain origin of consciousness? Since it is said that when four kinds of material elements combine with each other in a particular proportion, then accidentally consciousness comes out. So the origin of consciousness is explained on the basis of four kinds of material elements. So here naturally questions arises. How on the basis of four kinds of material elements, origin of consciousness can be explained? Solution लिखोगे, solution. They have given example of betel leaf, areca nut, lime, etc. Example of betel leaf, areca nut. In betel leaf, areca nut and lime, no redness. You will not find redness in any one of them. But when betel leaf, areca nut and lime all are combined in a particular proportion, then we start to find redness. So solution में लिखोगे, in solution betel leaf, areca nut, lime, particular proportion, combination, when they are combined, then we find redness. Is a new quality. Same way, same thing. In earth, air, water, fire, particular proportion accidentally combined, accidental combination combined when they particular proportion mein, then we start to find consciousness there. New quality. And taking help of this, they have said, yes, it is possible to explain origin of consciousness on the basis of these 4 kinds of material elements. 4 kinds of material elements. Where nowhere consciousness. But when they combined with each other in a particular proportion, then accidentally consciousness comes out from there. A new quality. Like redness is a new quality which is originated when betel leaf, areca nut, lime, इसमें और मत लिखना, वो बहुत सारे अभी ऐड दे रहे हैं सब, बाबा, तुलसी एंड different things. गुटका मत लिखना इसमें कोई. Betel leaf, areca nut, lime sufficient. Particular proportion, then consciousness comes out from there. In the same way as consciousness is originated, as redness is originated here, from those materials where redness is not present, in the same way, origin of consciousness can be explained on the basis of material elements, although no material element has consciousness in itself. Clear? Follow clear? Is it clear? Clear हो गया. Particular proportion, accidental combination, consciousness comes out from there. Now finally, what is said by them? Finally, they have said, soul is nothing but body qualified with consciousness. This theory is known as Dehatmavad. Vad means theory. Deh means body. Atma means soul. Body is identical to soul. Identical. Body is inseparable from. If body is identical to soul, it means कि so far as body exists, soul will exist. As soon as body is destroyed, soul is also destroyed. After death, nothing remains like immortal soul, etc. This theory is known as Dehatmavad. Deh is Atma itself. Body is identical to soul. Wherever soul is accepted, they have accepted soul as separate from body, independent from body. Body is destroyed, soul takes new birth again and again. But in Charvaka's philosophy, soul is nothing but body qualified with consciousness. You can say body plus consciousness is identical to soul. Nothing more than that. As soon as body is destroyed, consciousness is destroyed, soul is also destroyed. As soon as body is destroyed, consciousness is destroyed, So soul is nothing but body qualified with consciousness. This theory is known as Dehatmavad. Deha, body. Atma, soul. Vad theory. Topic clear. This theory is also known as Bhoot Chaitanya Vad. Vad means theory. Chaitanya means consciousness. And Bhoot means material elements. Material elements are 4 types: earth, air, water, fire. So through these 4 kinds of material elements, they have accepted origin of consciousness. Origin of consciousness. That's why this theory is known as Bhoot Chaitanya Vada. Chaitanya is explained on the basis of Bhoot. Bhoot means bhautik tattva, material elements. How many material elements? Earth, air, water, fire. When they combine with each other in a particular proportion, then accidentally consciousness comes out from there. This theory is known as Bhoot Chaitanya Vada. Bhoot Chaitanya Vada. नया सवाल बन सकता है, लेकिन भाई भूत चैतन्यवाद. सारे लोग बोलो, इज इट क्लियर? Is it clear? Soul is nothing but body qualified with consciousness. So far as body is there, consciousness will be there. As soon as body is destroyed, consciousness will destroy, soul is also destroyed. This theory is known as Dehatmavada. Dehatmavada. Is it clear? बोलो, इज इट क्लियर? क्रिस्टल क्लियर हो जाना चाहिए. सवाल देख लो, इतनी बार सवाल है. (2000) 1998. The soul is nothing but conscious body. Soul is nothing but consciousness plus body is equal to soul. As soon as body is destroyed, consciousness is destroyed, soul is also destroyed. Theory is known as Dehatmavad. और सब लिख दो जो अभी हमने सोल में बताया. The Charvakas theory of consciousness. They have accepted consciousness, Charvakas, and accepted consciousness as a quality of body. When consciousness originated, when 4 kinds of material elements combined with each other in a certain proportion, accidentally consciousness comes out from there. Explain this one taking help of example of betel leaf, erica nut, like that. Consciousness is not related to the soul as it is accepted by others. Consciousness plus body is identical to soul. So as soon as body is destroyed, consciousness is destroyed, soul is also destroyed. देहात्मवाद. सब कुछ लिखो आप. (2004) देहात्मवाद. देह, body. Atma, soul. Vada. Deh is identical to soul. Soul is not different and separate from body. Deh, body. बोलो yes or no? पहले बोलो इज इट क्लियर? ठीक है, तो हो जाएगा. लिख देंगे इसको. चार्वाकाज व्यू ऑन नेचर ऑफ सोल. तो नेचर ऑफ सोल पे सब पूरा उठा के लिख दो. रिफ्यूटेड इटर्नल परमानेंट सोल, एक्सेप्टेड consciousness but not associate them as with soul. Consciousness related to body, and soul is nothing but body qualified with consciousness. सब लिख दोगे आप. (2017) The soul is nothing but conscious body. Conscious body is identical to soul. So as soon as body will destroy, consciousness will destroy, soul will destroy. So you will not accept soul as separate and independent from body, which is eternal, permanent, like that. What's the reason for Charvaka? सब लिख दो जितना हमने लिखवाया. और क्या कर लोगे? comment on the bearing of Charvaka's epistemology. Epistemology accepted perception, refuted inference, verbal testimony. On the rejection of transcendent entities. Why rejected transcendent entities? Since they are beyond perception. So, in process of refuting transcendent entities, first of all refute soul, then refute God. हो जाएगा clear? See, in process of refuting, refutation of transcendental entities, first of all, we have refuted soul. And we have completed this one now. After completing the rejection of soul, now we will write rejection of God. Why we have written first of all soul? Since God is rejected even by Jainism, rejected even by Buddhism. China is also rejected. Buddhism have also rejected this one, Buddhism. But soul is rejected by Charvaka first of all. So, to rejection of soul is the unique condition of Charvaka's philosophy. Uniqueness यहाँ पर है. Charvaka has rejected soul. This one is the unique position of Charvaka's theory, Charvaka's philosophy. And that's why you will never find how Charvakas have rejected God, how Charvakas have rejected heaven and hell, how Charvakas have rejected other things. Since they are rejected by others also, but soul rejected by Charvaka. इसी पे सवाल इंडिपेंडेंट बना है. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू रिफ्यूट गॉड. सारे लोग बोलो, इज इट क्लियर? सारा सवाल देख लिया हम लोगों ने. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू रिफ्यूट गॉड. हाउ रिजेक्टेड गॉड? नोट डाउन फर्स्ट पॉइंट, रिजेक्शन ऑफ गॉड. रिजेक्शन ऑफ गॉड. God, main structure में God करूँ. And what you are writing here, it will be helpful in second paper. Second paper, we have to study refutation of God by Indian and Western philosophers. So, Indian philosophy, Charvakas have rejected God. So, what we are going to write here, it will help you even in second paper, philosophy of religion, topic number 2. Clear हो गया? Very good, clear. Note down. एक तो अपने से लिख दोगे God को. God is a kind of transcendental entities which is beyond perception. That's why rejected. Transcendental entities है ना, which is beyond perception. Beyond perception. Perception. Perception is the source of valid knowledge. Since beyond perception, that's why rejected. First point clear. God is a kind of transcendental entity which is beyond perception. That's why rejected by Charvaka. बोलो सर लोग, इज इट क्लियर? सेकेंड पॉइंट. Second point, God's existence can't be proved on the basis of inference. Even we can't accept God on the basis of inference. God's existence can't be proved on the basis of inference. Since inference itself is not a source of valid knowledge. Since inference itself is not a source of valid knowledge. Clear? Since inference itself is not a source of valid knowledge. Inference itself is not a source of valid knowledge. Next. Inference itself is not a source of valid knowledge. Third. On the basis of second point, inference से भी नहीं होगा क्योंकि inference source of valid knowledge नहीं है. Even on the basis of verbal testimony, God's existence can't be proved. Even on the basis of verbal testimony, God's existence can't be proved. How? First point, verbal testimony की में inside में. Even on the basis of verbal testimony, existence of God can't be proved. Why? First point. Identification of a reliable person depends on inference. Identification of a reliable person depends on inference. Since inference is not a source of valid knowledge, since inference is not a source of valid knowledge, clear ho gaya? So, on the basis of verbal testimony, we can't deny God. And second, inference is not a source of identification of reliable person is dependent on inference. Inference is not a source of valid knowledge. So, on the basis of verbal testimony, existence of God can't be proved. And second, if on the basis of Vedas, existence of God is proved, then if on the basis of Vedas, existence of God is proved, then it will lead to petitio principii or circular fallacy. If on the basis of Vedas, नीचे स्ट्रक्चर बना दोगे वेदा वेद हियर गॉड. Vedas are valid since it is written by God and God has existence. It is accepted by God has existence. So God का existence वेद पे and validity of Vedas are proved on the basis of God. It will lead to circular fallacy. Through verbal testimony also existence of God can't be proved. Fourth point, due to inherent nature of, it is known as naturalism or swabhavad. Fourth point we will write swabhavad. Swabhavavad. This is known naturalism also. Due to inherent nature of four kinds of material elements, world is made. ड्यू टू इनहेरेंट नेचर, उनका नेचर है आपस में मिलना चारों का, एंड वर्ल्ड आ जाता है. ड्यू टू इनहेरेंट नेचर ऑफ मटेरियल एलिमेंट्स वर्ल्ड इज मेड. Here God is not accepted as efficient cause to create this universe. Here God is not accepted as efficient cause to create this universe. God is not accepted as efficient cause to create this universe. And last, according to Charvaka, there is no any aim or purpose behind the origin of this world. According to Charvaka, there is no any aim or purpose behind origin of this universe. There is no any aim or purpose behind origin of this universe. No any aim or purpose behind origin of this universe. This world is accepted as accidental combination. This world is accepted as result of. The world is accepted as the result of accidental combination of four kinds of material elements. This world is accepted as result of accidental combination of four kinds of material elements. Four kinds of material elements. Clear? God rejected. सोल को रिजेक्ट किया, गॉड को रिजेक्ट कर दिया. Now even God is rejected by Charvaka. Clear? सबसे important part है how Charvakas have rejected soul. So when you will write rejection of transcendental entities, you will write a special emphasis how they have rejected soul. After that, God. After that, 2-3 points, 3-4 lines regarding each one of them. 2 lines also. Heaven, hell, liberation, rebirth, etc. But this one is the most important one, when you will write refutation of transcendental entities, soul is a kind of transcendental entities, beyond space and time, beyond perception, rejected by Charvaka. So much more emphasis on this particular part. Even questions, if you will see, they have asked questions only related to soul, or otherwise overall rejection of transcendental entities. So we have discussed this one in detail. After that, God also we have refuted. And apart from that, heaven, hell, liberation, and some other things. Clear? Note down heaven and hell. After God. Third point, heaven and hell. First line, heaven and hell can't be accepted since it is beyond perception. Heaven and hell can't be accepted since generally heaven and hell are also accepted as transcendental in transcendental world. But they can't be accepted because it is beyond perception. When it is asked from Charvaka कि आखिर heaven और hell क्या है? What is heaven and hell? So it is said by them, Charvaka's philosophy, that those who are in present condition in this world, they are in heaven, and those who are getting a lot of suffering in their life, they are in hell. It is said, Sukhmeva Swargam Dukhmeva Narakam. Sukh mein Swarg hai, Dukh mein Narak hai. Very good thought. They have separated Indian philosophy from blind beliefs. They have separated blind beliefs, preconceived notions, etc. No any heaven and hell. See, on the name of heaven and hell, a lot of things are happening all over the world. On the name of heaven, Swarg or some other things, or Jannat or paradise, etc. What is said by Charvaka? No any heaven or hell like that in this, beyond this world. Heaven and hell are in this world itself. Those who are getting a lot of pleasure, happiness, bliss in their life, they are in heaven. And those who are getting suffering, difficulties in their life, they are in hell itself. So heaven and hell are not outside from world, but in this world itself. Said by whom? Charvaka philosophy. Very good thought. So we should try to make this world full of happiness. Very good thought. Propounded by them. Clear? Heaven and hell clear? सारे लोग बोलो heaven and hell clear? Is it clear? Agrasar, Gautam. Yes, अनीश कुमार ने कह दिया क्लियर है. अनीश, आयुष, रिमझिम चतुर्वेदी ने भी बोल दिया यस क्लियर हो गया. वेरी गुड. विकास, आसान है, ज्यादा टफ नहीं है. दो चीजें बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है पूरे चारवाका में, मस्ट बी अवेयर. One, how they have rejected inference as a source of valid knowledge in theory of knowledge. ये important है, inference को कैसे reject किया है. And rejection of transcendental entities, how they have rejected soul. These are the two important aspects. और क्वेश्चन इसी पे ज्यादा बार पूछा है. अगर theory of knowledge है तो इसको ज्यादा लिखो, how rejected inference. And if question related to rejection of transcendental entities, write this one in detail. Other things also you have to write, but special emphasis should be on this part. Heaven and hell, Neha Srivastava. कितना आसान है heaven and hell? In different religions, heaven and hell are accepted. Heaven, it's called Jannat or paradise or Swarga, some different places, different religions. And hell, Narak, Jahannam is also accepted. What is said by Charvaka? No any heaven or hell outside from this world. No any other world like that कि जहाँ heaven है. Said by Charvaka, heaven and hell are in this universe itself. Those who are getting a lot of happiness, they are in heaven in this world. And those who are getting suffering, yes or no, they are in hell in this world. उनका life hell है. Heaven and hell are not separate from this world. Said by whom? Charvaka philosophy. अब हो गया, इतना आसान है, heaven और hell आसान है. No need to आई मिस व्हाट यू हैव टोल्ड टू राइट, यही लिखना है। सुखमेव स्वर्गम दुखमेव नरकम, सुख में स्वर्ग है, दुख में ही नरक है। सो इफ यू आर सुखी, if you are getting happiness, if you are getting pleasure in your life, it means you are in heaven. This life itself you are getting, you are in heaven. And if suffering is there, problems are there, difficulties are there, इसका मतलब हेल में हो। श्लोक लिखोगे क्यों? नो नीड, जहां जरूरत होगी मैं बता दूंगा। ये इंपॉर्टेंट श्लोक नहीं है। वेर एवर इंपॉर्टेंट आई विल, हम उसको डिक्टेट करा देंगे प्रॉपर वे से। ये नहीं याद करना है कि पित्वा पित्वा पुनः पित्वा यावत पतति भूतले, सुनने में अच्छा, लिखना थोड़ी है। कितनी अच्छी बात बोला, सुख में स्वर्ग है, दुख में नरक है। लाइफ को सुखी बनाओ, स्वर्ग यहीं पे है। कई लोग स्वर्ग में हैं दुनिया में, दे आर रियली इन स्वर्ग, उनका लाइफ स्वर्ग है। इफ यू विल सी, दे आर गेटिंग लॉट ऑफ हैप्पीनेस, प्लीजेंट कंडीशंस, तो कह लोगे स्वर्ग में, अकॉर्डिंग टू चार्वाका। क्लियर? कल क्लास रखे हम लोग, टुमारो सब लोग एग्री होगे तो रखेंगे क्लास, अदरवाइज ऑफ करेंगे। इफ ऑल विल बी एग्री देन क्लास। अब एक ऋषुराज यस नो में आने लगा, रिमझिम चतुर्वेदी नो, अनीश यस। पेपर डिस्कशन रख लें, एग्री हो? अब 21 का सवाल तो साथ के साथ डिस्कस कर रहे हैं। रिमझिम आप भी अपना मन बदल लो, देखो सारे लोग बोल रहे हैं कि यस, तो चेंज योर व्यू। रिमझिम चतुर्वेदी, एक को नाराज क्यों करोगे? पेपर डिस्कस देखते हैं कल ना, ऐसे पेपर नहीं, ऐसे अभी क्लास ये चल रहा है फिलॉसफी का, तो ऐसे बाद में कर लेंगे। कोई जरूरी है कि कल ही हुआ और आज ही मैं डिस्कस कर दूं? ऐसे अभी कोई एग्जाम थोड़ा ही देने जा रहे हो, कर देंगे डिस्कस, और जितने डिस्कस किए ना मैं सबका रिफ्यूट करूंगा। दिमाग में रखना, पहले बताऊंगा कैसे गलत बहुत बताया, सब वन साइडेड बताया। लोग ताली बजा रहे, उस पर बजाओ ताली, करो करो अनुसरण, फॉलो करो ऐसे लोगों को। प्रॉब्लम है ना, मैं अपनी इच्छा से बताऊंगा, कोई जरूरी है कि लोग आज होता है एकदम टूट पड़ते हैं कि नहीं हम ही सबसे पहले बताएंगे। सवाल है कि जो बता रहे इसको कौन गलती कौन पकड़ेगा इसका, जो सब लोग तो भाव विभोर हो जाते हैं, इमोशनल हो जाता है, क्या बता दिया इन्होंने, बता दिया। यूट्यूब पे बोलने का मतलब क्या है कि करेक्ट ही है, ऑथेंटिक हो गया क्या बोलने का मतलब? बुक में लिखने का मतलब ऑथेंटिक हो गया क्या? उसको कट, उसको उसको फाइंड आउट कौन करेगा, उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है जो बोला गया है। तो मैं ऐसे पे अलग से हिंट बता दूंगा कि कैसे आप देखोगे टाइम के अकॉर्डिंगली। अभी कल मैं कुछ क्वेश्चंस को डिस्कस कर लूंगा आईएएस का, बट आई विल कंप्लीट दिस पार्ट ऑल्सो। टुमारो विल बी एबल टू कंप्लीट चार्वाका's philosophy, and after that I will discuss some previous years questions। ये 21 का क्वेश्चन देख लेंगे जो 17th ऑफ इसको पूछा गया था, हम कुछ सवालों को देख लेंगे। ठीक है, थैंक यू। नो, अग्रसर राज,